at 6:30 in the morning. His wife is 9 months pregnant. Pick him up and take him to Rai police station. When they get there, they realize they haven't involved Delhi police. Then they bring him back. They bring him back to try and tell Delhi police. By then, the family's already filed a complaint with Delhi police. It's an absolute joke. This is where I'm telling you that we are officially North Korea now. We're officially North Korea. We are officially Nazi Germany. I have no hesitation in saying this. It is an absolute shame that what calls itself the most premier liberal arts institution in this country is today distancing itself. Same thing with Pratap Banu Mehta. When this fiasco happened with Pratap Banu Mehta, they didn't back him. Same thing now with Ali. It's a shame. This is something that you must get across to your viewers. If people don't listen to the whole thing, make sure you cut this part out at least. If he can be picked up like this, then think of 200 million Muslims who are living in this country who can be mob lynched. Anything can be done. So the BJP is a bunch of liars from top to bottom. The people that they employ to head these women commissions, I have no hesitation in being unparliamentary, are liars from top to bottom because she says painted faces and he hasn't said it.
Supreme Court is going to hear the petition of Ali Khan Mahmoodabad today, sometime later in the day. You know, the kind of social media frenzy we saw on this issue has been crazy. We are joined by TMC Member of Parliament from Krishnanagar, Mahua Moitra. Thank you for speaking to Indian Express. What do you have to say about the kind of case which has been registered against Mr. Ali Khan?
Look, it's a complete Mickey Mouse charge sheet. If you read his Facebook post, which by the way is still on his Facebook post, it's extremely clear. He's just having an academic discussion, putting forward an academic point of view that for once, the distinction between terrorist action, if Pakistan is going to hide behind state operatives and non-state operatives, that India has said, if you're not taking care of the problem, we will. He has then gone on to laud the forces. He's ended with Jai Hind. And the only point that he's made, which is an extremely valid point, he says that if you're using certain members of the armed force to come back, make sure that normal Muslims in this country are not victims of bulldozers. They're not victims of mob lynching. Otherwise, it's just hypocrisy. So on the basis of this, this government has invoked Section 152, which under the new act is for sedition. So the old Sedition Act, I had gone to the Supreme Court against it. It was stayed. They said no new cases to be filed. The government has brought in the new Sedition Act, which is 100 million times worse than the old one, and has this huge umbrella under which they can put anything. It's extremely dangerous. So for example, here we see Section 152, which is acts endangering the unity and integrity of India. You know, it can be anything. It's completely open. They've picked him up on that, and there is nothing in his posts. And if you look at it, this Haryana State Women's Commission sent him a notice. And he very rightly replied to the notice and said, you have no jurisdiction, and by the way, you haven't understood English because you've clearly not understood what I was trying to say. He's written them a letter, lawyer went and gave it. 2 days later, some BJP youth member somewhere has filed a complaint, basis of which 10 to 12 Haryana police people come into his house in Delhi in GK2, in Greater Kailash, at 6:30 in the morning. His wife is 9 months pregnant. Pick him up and take him to Rai police station. When they get there, they realize they haven't involved Delhi police. Then they bring him back. They bring him back to try and tell Delhi police. By then, the family's already filed a complaint with Delhi police. So Delhi police says, we've already received a complaint. Now we can't do it post-dated. So then they take him back again. So 2 hours going, 2 hours coming back. 4 hours, he's going round and round. And then they go back. Then Haryana police sends a letter to Delhi police, which says Greater Kailash, Noida, because it's written so hastily, as a post-intimation. I mean, this is an absolute joke. Please, it's an absolute joke. This is where I'm telling you that we are officially North Korea now. We're officially North Korea. We are officially Nazi Germany. I have no hesitation in saying this.
You know, the kind of universities also which are propping up, like these private university, and the kind of frenzy we see in the campus also. So is there a, as you also have studied so much, you've studied abroad also, what do you have to say about these kind of students?
I have to say one thing. Ali is an alumni of Amherst College. I'm an alumni of Mount Holyoke. They are both part of the 5-college network. Amherst is about 10 miles from Mount Holyoke. So it is one of the, and Ali is an alumni of Mount Amherst. Amherst, along with Williams and Harvard, are probably one of the 3 most difficult colleges, liberal arts colleges, to get into in the world, globally. Ali studied there. He then went to Cambridge. He's a PhD from Cambridge. He's been to Syria and Damascus. And he is a very eminent academician. Please understand, we're not talking about nobody here. We're talking about a scholar, one of India's most eminent scholars. When Ashoka was set up, I went to a liberal arts school. I went to a liberal arts college. And the concept of a liberal arts education is that you go very wide. You don't just go deep. You study a variety of subjects. You have a well-rounded education. It's about reading. It's about knowledge. It's just not about a degree. So when Ashoka was started, it was obviously started by some wealthy people with an idea in mind, who themselves had studied in colleges abroad. At least one of them has studied at an Ivy League abroad. You come back and decide to make this university. Today, one of your professors has actually been arrested for espousing the exact values on which liberal arts education has been based. And Ashoka issues a statement. The official statement is he's done this on his personal social media. We have nothing to do with it. It is an absolute shame that what calls itself the most premier liberal arts institution in this country is today distancing itself. Same thing with Pratap Banu Mehta. When this fiasco happened with Pratap Banu Mehta, they didn't back him. Same thing now with Ali. It's a shame. Just because you have money doesn't make a liberal arts college. It takes a spine to make a liberal arts college. And at least the Alumni Association and part of the faculty have come out in support. But the college itself, the university itself is dead silent. And that's an absolute shame.
You know, opposition parties are also saying, as far as the doublespeak of Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned, Vijay Shah, who's the minister from Madhya Pradesh, on him they have not taken any action. In fact, now sources are indicating that, you know, a SIT which has been constituted would be taking action after the Supreme Court hearing. So what do you have to say on that?
So this is something that you must get across to your viewers. If people don't listen to the whole thing, make sure you cut this part out at least. The exact 3 same sections. So understand, in Ali's case, on the basis of some BJP youth worker, they go in and they pick him up. Please understand, as though you're picking up some great wanted terrorist at 6:30 in the morning, out-of-state jurisdiction in front of a 9-month pregnant wife, and pick him up. In Vijay Shah's case, which was a much more egregious offense, much more clear-cut, black and white offense, Madhya Pradesh police does nothing. Both BJP ruled states, does nothing. It takes the Madhya Pradesh High Court to take suo motu cognizance and say, can you please file an FIR? Madhya Pradesh police file an FIR under duress, under the same section, section 152, section 196(1)(b, and section 197(1)(c). Same sections as Ali Mahmoodabad. Nothing has been done in Vijay Shah's case. The High Court then wraps the police and say, you've written the FIR in a way that you can get it quashed later. Vijay Shah moves the Supreme Court, saying, I'm apologizing. Supreme Court thankfully says, apology not accepted. This is rubbish. Sets up an SIT. He's still roaming free. He's still roaming free. So on the same sections, you have picked up Ali Mahmoodabad. Why? And I have no hesitation in saying this. It is because he is Muslim. It is because he is Muslim. If a person of Ali Mahmoodabad's education, his lineage, his pedigree, his contribution to society as a whole, his contribution to Indian academia, global academia, if he can be picked up like this, then think of 200 million Muslims who are living in this country, who can be mob lynched, anything can be done. Ali has got PC for 1.5 days. And do you know what the police said? They said, we need 7 days PC because we need to go to Mahmoodabad near Lucknow, his ancestral house, to recover his laptop. So the lawyer said, are you stupid? Everybody does their tweet from their phone. Nobody has a laptop. He's a professor at Ashoka. He lives at GK. Why will his laptop be in Mahmoodabad? So this is the kind of Mickey Mouse nonsense they are doing. You know, so we need to stand up. We need to stand up. We need to fight this.
Do you think that women commissions are not playing an active role as they should?
Women's commissions are nothing but troll armies with weapons. They're weaponized troll armies of the BJP. You look at that Rekha, whatever thing she was. It's every women's commission chairperson of the BJP is a BJP appointee, and their sole objective is to put forward the BJP agenda, act on these issues where you can do witch hunts against pick and choose individuals, and then get a Rajya Sabha nomination, get some cushy job somewhere. If you look at their record, same thing with the Delhi National Women's Commission, same thing there, or the Delhi one, which one I forget. The same thing with this one. The Women's Commission says Ali has said painted faces. She's gone to town all over saying she's painted. Can you tell me, his posts are all online. Where has she said painted faces? So the BJP is a bunch of liars from top to bottom. The people that they employ to head these women commissions, I have no hesitation in being unparliamentary, are liars from top to bottom because she says painted faces and he hasn't said that. So the women's commissions are just chairs which they get there, pick and choose and want to sit on for a little while before they can go to the Rajya Sabha or to the next cushy job.
So, you are also not new to trolling. People have been trolling you on various issues. Recently, even the foreign secretary was trolled. Again, these two young women were trolled after Operation Sindoor. So what do you have to say to all this? The government fails to take a stand?
No, why should the government fail? It's the government's own troll army that's doing it. I'm saying this on record. Arrest me if you want to. It's the government's own troll army. It's the BJP's troll army that does this. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. Before breakfast, I blocked 100 people every day. So I don't care. I kind of enjoy it. I find it hilarious. So I don't care. But normal people can't take it. What is amazing is, I'm not a BJP person. Vijay Mistry is a career diplomat. A distinguished career, Vikram Mistry is a career diplomat.
And his daughter...
He's doing his job. He's doing his job. His family is being trolled for doing its job. What I'm amazed at is these are all BJP trolls because suddenly they didn't like him. Suddenly he wasn't exactly saying what they wanted him to. He's a career diplomat. And suddenly they were trolling him and his family in the most vicious manner. Most opposition leaders, including me, came out and said that this is crazy. Which BJP person came out? Did they shut down their troll armies? Which BJP person came out? These troll armies are not funded by the opposition. They're creations. They are all sitting there. They're an active arm of the BJP. Like they have a youth wing, a Mahila wing, they have a troll wing. So this troll wing is doing this. So, and this demon will turn on itself. It will turn on itself.
Like these peace missions are being sent abroad, MPs are being sent abroad. Yesterday, I was speaking to national spokesperson for Rashtriya Janata Dal. He said that more than abroad, we need these peace missions to be sent inside India also. Because
see, there's my party's stand on this. I'm not going to deviate from the stand. My party's stand is very clear. We haven't politicized this issue. And if, as a party, you are informed that a delegation is going, the party will put forward the names. But like our National General Secretary, Abhishek Banerjee, has made it very clear, the BJP cannot decide who the TMC is going to send. This is not somebody picks up the phone, Kiran Rijiju picks up the phone and talks to parliamentary party leader. That's not the way it works. The government approaches the party, says for names, Trinamool Congress will send the names. BJP cannot decide they put X or Y, they put Shreya or Sonali or whoever it is. That's not the point. As Abhishek said, the TMC will give the names, whoever they decide will go on that. The BJP cannot decide. So this is my party line on this and this is what I'm putting forward.
Well, one last question, Mahua. About 2026, West Bengal is going to go for elections, So what is the status vis-a-vis the India alliance there?
Look, we are going to, my chairperson's made it very clear, Mamata Banerjee's made it very clear that the idea is to defeat the BJP. So wherever which party is the strongest, we are going to play it. So in states, for example, where the Congress is strong, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, where it's a 1-to-1, that's fine, right? But in Bengal, as you've seen in the results, and you've seen in the Lok Sabha as well this time, that Trinamool Congress is best placed to fight the BJP. So I think our party stand is pretty clear that whoever is strongest fights. So we're going to form the government again for the 4th time. And that's as far as status quo is concerned.
And opposition parties have also called for a special session as far as this, Operation Sindoor was concerned.
Right.
What is
my party stand will be made on the party.
Thank you so much, Mahua, for speaking to Indian Express and giving us an insight as to what TMC thinks about these important issues. Thank you.